In the previous class, we have studied about zero forcing equalizer. So now let us discuss about a channel equalizer that is optimized based on the minimum mean square error, that is MMSE criterion. The first topic is MMSE criterion, that is minimum mean square error criteria. Before studying about MMSE criteria, let us see some drawbacks of the zero forcing equalizer. One drawback to the zero forcing equalizer is that it ignores the presence of additive noise. As a consequence, its use may result in significant noise enhancement. This is easily seen by nothing that in a frequency range where C of f is small, the channel equalizer that is represented as GE of f, that is equal to 1 by Cf, compensates by placing a large gain in the frequency range. Consequently, the noise in that frequency range is greatly enhanced. An alternative is to relax the zero ISI, that is symbol interference condition, and select the channel equalizer characteristic such that the combined power in the residual ISI, intersymbol interference, and the additive noise at the output of the equalizer is minimized. A channel equalizer that is optimized based on the minimum mean square error, that is MMIC criteria, accomplishes the desired goal. Now to elaborate this condition, let us consider the noise corrupted out of the FIR equalizer, which is given by the equation, that is Z of t, that is equal to summation n is equal to minus n to n Cn into y of t minus n tau, where y of t is the input to the equalizer. Now consider the output is sampled at times t is equal to mt. Thus we obtain the equation as z of mt, that is equal to summation n is equal to minus n to n Cn into y of mt minus n tau. Now the desired response sampled at the output of the equalizer at t is equal to mt is the transmitted symbol am. The error is defined as the difference between am and z of mt. Then the mean square error MSE between the actual output sample, that is z of mt, and the desired value, that is am, is given by MSE, that is mean square error, that is equal to expectation of z of mt minus am whole square. Now we know that from the previous equation, z of mt is given by summation n is equal to minus n to n Cn into y of mt minus n tau. If you substitute this equation, that is z of mt, in the mean square error equation, so then we can write it as MSE, that is mean square error, that is equal to expectation of summation from n is equal to minus n to n Cn into y of mt minus n tau minus am whole square. Now this equation, it can also be written as MSE, that is mean square error, that is equal to summation from n is equal to minus n to n and summation from k is equal to minus n to n Cn into ck ry of n minus k minus 2 into summation k is equal to minus n to n ck into ray of k plus expectation of am square. So here where the correlations are defined as ry of n minus k, that is equal to expectation of y into mt minus n tau into y into mt minus k tau. So and ray of k, that is equal to expectation of y into mt minus k tau into am. and the expectation is taken with respect to the random information sequence, that is AM, and the additive noise as shown. Now the MMSE, that is minimum mean square error solution, is obtained by differentiating the equation for MSE, that is mean square error, what we have written earlier, uh, with respect to the equalizer coefficient, that is Cn. Thus we obtain the necessary condition for MMSE, that is minimum mean square error, as summation where n is equal to minus n to n Cn into Ry of n minus k, that is equal to Rya of k, where k is equal to 0 or plus or minus 1 comma plus or minus 2 till plus or minus n. So there are 2n plus 1 linear equations for the equalizer coefficients. In contrast to the zero forcing solution described previously, these equations depend on the statistical properties, that is the autocorrelation of the noise as well as the ISI, that is intersymbol interference, through the autocorrelation Ry of n. But usually in practice we would not normally know the autocorrelation, that is Ry of n, and the cross correlation, that is Ray of n. However, these correlation sequences can be estimated by transmitting a test signal over the channel and using the time average estimates given by Ry cap of n, that is equal to 1 by k summation k is equal to 1 to k y of kt minus n tau into y of kt, and Ray of n cap, that is equal to 1 by k summation k is equal to 1 to k y of kt minus n tau into ak, in the place of ensemble averages, to solve for the equalizer coefficients given by the previous equation, that is the necessary condition for the MMSE or minimum mean square error. Now let us solve one important problem related to zero forcing equalizer. Consider the problem statement, that is consider a channel distorted pulse x of t at the input to the equalizer, given by the expression, that is x of t, that is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 2t by t whole square, where 1 by t is the symbol rate, the pulse is sampled at the rate 2 by t and equalized by a zero forcing equalizer. So now we have to determine the coefficients of a 5-tap zero forcing equalizer. This is the problem statement. Here if you just look into the problem statement, so here the channel distorted pulse x of t, its expression is given, the sampling rate is given, that is 2 by t. The equalizer used is zero forcing equalizer and it is 5-tap type, and we have to determine the coefficients of this 5-tap zero forcing equalizer. So this is the requirement. Now if you just look into the solution, we know that the zero forcing equalizer, it should satisfy the equation, that is q of mt, that is equal to summation n is equal to minus n to n. So here n is considered as 2, so it is minus 2 to 2 Cn into x of mt minus nt by 2, and this value, it is equal to 1 if m is equal to 0, and it is equal to 0 for all other values of m, that is here in this case plus or minus 1, and m is equal to plus or minus 2. Since it is phi tap zero forcing equalizer, so it should be from minus n to n. So here n is considered as 2, so it is minus 2 to 2. The values are minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. So totally 5 values. So the next step is to get the matrix X. The matrix X with elements X of mt minus nt by 2 is given as this representation. X is equal to, this is the representation for X matrix. Now the very important thing is how actually we got the entries into this matrix. The X matrix size will be 2n plus 1 cross 2n plus 1. So here, since n is equal to 2, it is 2 into 2 plus 1, 5 cross 5 it should be. So that is what we can see here. So its size is 5 cross 5. So now here for the element in first row and first column, for that the m value will be minus 2 and n value also will be minus 2. For the element which is present at first row and second column, the m value will be minus 1 and n value will be minus 2. So like that it continues. Since for the element which is present at first row and first column, so its m value is minus 2 and n value is also minus 2. So if you substitute m is equal to minus 2 and n is equal to minus 2 in x of mt minus nt by 2, okay, so now the t value here it will be equal to minus t. If you substitute this t is equal to minus capital of T in the equation for x of t, that is the channel distorted pulse representation x of t, so that is equal to 1 by 5. So this is the first value what we can see here in this matrix. Similarly, for the element in first row and second column, m is equal to minus 2 and n is equal to minus 1. So if you substitute m is equal to minus 2 and n is equal to minus 1 in the x of mt minus nt by 2 equation, the value what we get is minus 3t by 2. So t is equal to minus 3t by 2. So if we substitute that in the equation x of t, where t, small t is equal to minus 3 capital T by 2, so what we get is, so it is nothing but 1 divided by 10. So that is what we can see in the place where first row and second column it is 1 by 10. So like that it continues for all other entries, and with this we can get the matrix X, which is 5 cross 5 in size. After that the coefficient vector C and the vector Q are given as C is equal to the matrix representation C minus 2, C minus 1, C0, C1 and C2 as shown, and Q is equal to 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, just a column representation as shown in this equation, where the coefficient vector C we need to find out. And one more thing, the Q matrix we got in this way, that is just because the value of Q of t or Q of mt, that is equal to 1 only when m is equal to 0, and it is equal to 0 in all other places, that is m is equal to plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 2. So when it is minus 2 it is 0, when it is minus 1 it is 0, when it is 0 its value is 1, when it is 1 its value is 0, and when it is 2 also its value is 0. So that is what is shown here in Q matrix. And we know the equation, that is xc, that is equal to Q. So now then the linear equation xc is equal to Q can be solved by inverting the matrix X, that is by inverting matrix X. So thus we obtain C optimum. So our intention is to get C opt, that is C optimum, that is equal to X inverse Q, X inverse into Q. So we get, with that we got this matrix, that is C optimum, that is equal to X inverse into Q, that is the column matrix -2.2, 4.9, -3, 4.9 and -2.2 are the entries of this particular matrix. Here the equation xc is equal to q is very important. So now using this equation we can get the optimum condition, that is C optimum. We can write it by x inverse into q. Already we got x, with that we have to calculate the x inverse, and we have the q matrix also. By multiplying these two, yeah, we get the C optimum value.